your agency is sort of actively taking a role in getting the regulations set for this, and I think you said you wanted to make New York the first state to have regulations for virtual currency. Do you feel that that's somehow opening a Pandora's box for hackers and computer programmers who have other ideas about, trafficking or, trafficking anything for that matter, using that currency or laundering money using it?
I mean, I think we have that problem now. Bitcoin exists. People are doing Bitcoin transactions today, and money laundering is a problem in that area. I think it's getting better, and I think with careful regulation that doesn't squelch the development of this very powerful new technology, but enough regulation to ensure that we're preventing money laundering and putting in enough consumer protections and ensuring that the institutions that are taking fiat currency to convert it into Bitcoin don't collapse upon themselves like we saw with Mount Cox. If we can do those three things in a careful regulation that doesn't stifle innovation, I think we could help move virtual currencies in the right direction, which is a direction where people are more likely to engage in that world, and the world will develop in a safer and sounder way, and we'll see, the promotion of all the benefits that virtual currency could have, while at the same time mitigating the potential problems that come along with it. That sounds easy. It's actually not easy to do at all, especially with the new technology that's developing and changing. And I think it's a real challenge for regulators. But they're engaged in money transmission today, so we have an obligation to act one way or another. It's not about racing to see who goes first. I think it's about setting the rules of the road, because this is something that's happening. And I think once we saw the collapse of Mount Cox, it made our work that much more, we felt a much heightened sense of urgency to get something done.
Do you see Bitcoin or a virtual currency like it as a viable currency going forward?
I think, I'm not the expert on the virtual currency world. I think that it is, the more we study it, the more we see a very powerful technology that underlies virtual currencies in general and could have a whole ream of benefits to the system going forward. And I think it's an open question how the platforms that are being built upon platforms and how the innovations are happening, where everything goes. And I think it's pretty fair to say that 5 to 10 years from now, the Bitcoin we know today will not look like the thing we know in the future. But I think the underlying technology will develop, and as it develops, it could end up being a really powerful alternative money transmission system that some people use in certain circumstances. But I think we're only going to really get there if we have careful regulation that is also ensuring that the virtual currency world gets used in the right ways and doesn't end up being a place where money laundering, for example, can proliferate.